So here's a little more instruction. How do you get this in the calculator? What was I talking about? So first I'm going to enter the function y1 to be 2 over 3 minus x. So y1 equals 2 divided by 3 subtract x, close parentheses. All right, there's my function y1, which is, if you want to look at the graph, here's the graph, although we don't really need the graph, except that we're talking about the slope of the tangent line at the point P for -2. So that's the point right here. We want the slope of the tangent line through that point. So we're thinking of the x values getting close to 4 from to the right of 4, so numbers greater than 4. So that's where 4.1 and 4.01 and those numbers come into play in your table. And also x values getting close to 4 from the left side of 4. So close to 4, like 3.9, 3.99, 3.999, close to 4. Okay, so we calculate the slope of all those secant lines. So how do we do that? Quickly with the calculator. We use list. So under the stat button, under edit, select edit, which is the default selected function. Populate list 1 with the values given in the problem. I've already done that just to save a little time. What I'm showing you is how to name list 2. So make sure that list 2 is highlighted. So I'm using the navigation button to navigate up to the name of list 2. And now here it says list 2 equals. So I'm going to carefully enter what I want list 2 to equal. It has to be this subtraction problem divided by this subtraction problem. So I'm going to open parentheses. I have the fixed number -2, so -2, subtract y1 of 3.9, but I'm not going to use 3.9, I'm going to use list 1. So how do I get y1? I press vars for variables. I want the y variables, so I navigate over to y variables. This is asking me which type of function it is, whether it's function like algebraic or parametric or polar or whatever option number 4 is, on and off. Anyway, it's a regular function, so I press enter, and then I select where I placed it. I placed it into y1, so I'm selecting that. So it's y1 of, well, in this case it's 3.9, but that's the number in list 1. So to make it a variable, so I can use the functionality of the calculator, I'll press second the number 1 because that's what list 1 is. Close those parentheses for this function notation. And now close parentheses for the numerator of my expression, and now enter my denominator. So divided by, open parentheses, 4, the x-coordinate of the fixed point, minus the first x-coordinate of the moving point is 3.9, but again I'm going to use list 1 so that it's a variable quantity, and it will fill. Close parentheses, and now when you press enter, list 2 will populate with all the values that should be calculated. And there they are. Notice that you're asked for 6 places behind the decimal point, but in this view you only get as many as can fit in this narrow window. However, if you look down here, you see more decimal places of each number.